Hey, welcome to another radio-related video, and this is a review of the Degen DE1103 portable AM/FM longwave shortwave receiver. So this is a nice little receiver that you can buy on eBay, but I've seen it on a few American retail stores that actually have it. It's one of the popular models. Lots of people actually love the Degen DE1103. First thing that you notice when you look at the radio is this really big display right here. And this is an interesting display. It's an original idea. It's the fact that they actually pretend or make believe that we have an analog dial. But this is a PLL synthesized receiver, so it's totally digital in its tuning and very stable. And what actually it does, if I turn it on here, if you look at it, you see that there's actually a make-believe cursor showing up that's kind of an analog tuning dial, but it's LCD line that's actually going through the bands. You can see at the top the frequency is displayed here, and of course the volume setting. Unfortunately, one of the little drawbacks that I would have enjoyed is having the clock separate from the frequency always displayed. That's a nice feature in the shortwave radio. And actually they could have used that portion here that's kind of useless to display a big clock or a bigger frequency information, you know. So that's kind of a little drawback, I would say, for the Degen, but it is original. I must say that it's kind of cute. It has a very awkward numbering keypad here. So instead of being in a kind of calculator or telephone type format, they've actually put just a row of buttons. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's not too bad because you actually get used to it quite fast. It's a great shortwave receiver, and also is very sensitive on longwave and mediumwave. And it sports, of course, FM with stereo FM in the earphones, so when you just plug in earphones you will have stereo FM. It's a receiver that is about $100, so it's one of those you know, close to $100 receiver, and it's very popular on eBay. Actually, it's one of the best-selling models along with the Texan PL 600 receiver. So if you look at the front, you can see here that we have the the frequency stored, the memory recall, and also the volume control. You have your numeric keypad right here in a row. At the bottom is the on-off button right here. You also have the little hold type button. If you bring your radio on a trip and you don't want it to turn on accidentally, you can actually lock the receiver. Time button, the single sideband button here, and single sideband is also shown by a little red light. If I turn on here, you can see a little red light here is actually showing you that we are in single sideband mode. So that's a nice little addition, so you know when you're in single sideband if you've accidentally turned it on, for example. And so you have the band selectors here on the bottom right, so depending on what band you want to tune in to, shortwave, medium wave, FM, long wave. And so on the right side is, of course, a nice little button here for light, the light button that's right here. This is kind of, you know, weird. I don't understand why you put an on-off switch for a light, so I think that's a little addition that's not necessary. But of course it can make your batteries last longer if you don't use the backlight display. Tuning button, of course. Here you've got the, I would say, kind of a tone switch. So it says news and music, so depending on what you're listening to, you can change the tone of the speaker. Here at the bottom you have your BFO, or your fine-tune control for single sideband. One of the nice features at the bottom here is the fact that it has a little audio out, a line out level, so you can actually plug it to record on a radio, on a recorder, and it's really of a line out level, so any line in of any type of amplifier or receiver will accept this. And it's also a great little plug if you, for example, you want to decode digital signals with a computer. On the left side, you've got at the top here what is an antenna connector, and then you've got here the local and DX switch in case you want to lower the sensitivity of the receiver. You've got your earphone switch, not switch but plug here, so stereo FM into the earphones. And you've got at the bottom a nice little plug for a AC adapter. The receiver that I bought, this one is actually about 3 years old, and it came with a AC adapter. I don't know if it's still the case, but I know that it's been shipped with an AC adapter back then, and was also shipped with 4 AA batteries that are rechargeable, so you actually have everything needed to start your shortwave reception and radio listening. So this receiver is a dual conversion, so there's no image on any frequency, which is pretty nice. It has single sideband capability, so if you want to listen to those AM radio signals and utility signals, it's one of those great features for radios, for shortwave radios. And it's actually very sensitive. I would say that if you're in a medium to strong shortwave signal area, just using the telescopic whip that is equipped with it here at the top is enough to have great shortwave reception. Of course, you got to be a little far away from computers and electronic gadgets that make noise, but it's a great receiver. Sensitivity on the medium wave and long wave bands are pretty good, and the FM is not bad at all. Of course, look at our videos because we'll have tests of all separate tests of the long wave, FM, and shortwave bands and medium wave. It's a very nice receiver. It's one of my favorites. Audio is crisp, clear, very nice, very understandable. It's one of the key features also with a radio. When you have good reception, you also want to have good audio. It helps understand what you're listening. And I must say, this is very nice. Audio is really crisp and beautiful, very easy to understand. Drawback is that it overloads quite easily on a outdoor wire. If I plug this receiver on my outdoor wire in the backyard, I must say that this is a little too much. I gotta be careful because here I live quite close to a medium wave station, and actually I get just with bare antennas, I already get a little blasted. The signal is so strong. My receivers have a little problem coping with that. But I must say, if I plug in my outdoor wire, it doesn't really improve that much the reception. Yes, signals are louder, but noise is also louder, and some spurious type signals tend to come in, especially at night when signals from shortwave stations are really strong here in North America. It kind of disables the receiver a little bit. So unless you're in a very high noise environment, unless you're in a very weak region of signals, like Australia, for example, where signals tend to be much weaker than the rest of us. Well, maybe an outdoor antenna might be good in those conditions, but where you have really big, strong signals, you don't really need that much of an outdoor antenna. The telescopic whip is pretty good. At most, maybe a couple of feet of wire hanged from a window or something will help, but you don't need that much. It's already very, very sensitive. I give this receiver a score of 8 out of 10. It's really, really good. It's one of my favorites, like I said, and the single sideband tuning is quite nice. You gotta get used to the fact that signals are in upper lower sideband, so you gotta master the little BFO to actually tune it right. So it's available on eBay for around $100, maybe a little less, and it's a great buy, and it's still one of the great shortwave receivers from Degen. So if you looking for something to you know, tune around, sorry, quality of construction is pretty good. I've seen a lot of people having kind of a little problem with the receiver. Keep in mind that there's a little reset hole right here in the front. So that little reset hole will actually just right here will let you reset the receiver if it ever freezes. I've actually used the reset hole once in 3 years. I've used this receiver quite a lot, and I must say that it's never failed, it's never had any problems. So I would say that quality of construction seems to be good enough, and I think it's a great little receiver to have at home. So if you're looking for a nice receiver with good audio and that has single sideband capability, the Degen DE1103 is a good receiver. So look for the videos where we'll be testing FM, medium wave, long wave, and shortwave reception on this receiver. Of course, all the videos I do on the reception is with comments, so you have a little idea of what I think about the signals that I'm receiving and how they are and how they should be. And of course, I'll have lots of videos of comparing this receiver with other receivers, so it'll give you a little idea of what's maybe what's best or what's not. And if you're looking or shopping around for a shortwave radio, well, you'll have a better idea. So if you enjoy these radio videos, click the subscribe button at the top of the screen. You'll be informed of all the videos we put online. We'll have hundreds and hundreds of videos. For people that kind of remember my old channel, I had a channel, Tech Montreal, TEC NTL. I've had a serious problem with my channel being deleted. I actually was hacked and my channel was deleted, so actually I've had to start over a new channel, which is unfortunate because I already had like 600 videos online. But hey, I love shortwave and I love to share my passion, so I'm gonna restart the channel with new stuff. And so if you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate. It's always fun to have feedback from all of you. So thanks for watching, and 73s.